I think we human beings are living on feedback, and I would not say never, but we do not get it very often. The war in Syria affected especially my home city. When this big exodus was starting from Syria, we had more than 500,000 going through our city, and the city has almost 300,000 inhabitants. Coming from Austria, so in the middle of Europe, I have an experience of almost 20 years in the field of street work. At the moment, I'm responsible for a service which is offering physical and psychological help for migrants. There's a quite conservative thinking about the mix-up in between Muslims, because we are driven from a Catholic society in the old history. And now there's a mix-up, different countries, different cultures, and of course you can see it with the shops, with the food stores. I think that's quite nice, but as you know, in Europe the political situation is that the right-wing parties are growing up, and they always use this, that there is a trouble with integration, that there is a trouble with those different stores, we lose our old identity and whatever. So I would say the most common impact is that there's a lot of segregation now. The best thing to work with people in the streets, you need to know that it's a long-term investment. To build a trustful relationship needs to invest a lot of time together with them in the streets, in the parks. Spend some time together, that's important. We need to listen to them and not just to talk about them, so that they can see there's somebody who is really interested in their life, because that's the big trouble. But most time they have just to go to school, to find a job, to earn money. They have to learn, to be educated, to be soft, to be lovely, to be whatever. But in the end, nobody's interested in what they want. And sometimes we are the first ones. That's our impression. To do the job as a street worker for almost 20 years, it's kind of passion. I had a lot of jobs, but there was no job where you got such a direct feedback like from those people in the street, especially from kids, because they go directly into you and tell you, piss off if I'm not interested. And it always affects you, because it always depends, how is my own situation, how do I feel this day when I get up? In the end, they feel it. So they ask you directly, how do you do? You're not feeling well today. And if I lie, they do not trust in me. To give them this faith, or to accept this faith of human being and be honest, that's the importance of this job of street work. Mein Name ist Helmut Steinkellner und ich bin ein Streetworker, Straßensozialarbeiter aus Österreich.